Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Tech on Production. Today, I'm Bancroft, will be joined like always by Fluff, and today, Jimmy.
Howdy.
What's up, people?
And today, we're going over a duel between Fluff's Toppo Slug mixture versus Jimmy's Hit Pod deck.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Guys, take it away.
I also want to point out that because it bugs Bancroft so much, I am playing on my marked area mat upside down.
Yeah, I caught that. Thanks.
I'm also pretty sure that per the rules of the Dragon Ball tournament, official rule book, I lose because I tap battle cards to play energy.
I'm sorry that I didn't catch that in this game, or I would have disqualified you on the spot.
Yeah.
Also, I think you put your life in your deck area and then your deck into your life area. So I think I technically lost because I only dealt 8 damage to you and not.
I decked out.
Yeah.
I still lose.
Oh yeah.
So this is a friendly between Jimmy and myself. We were paired in round 1, but we wanted to have a decent duel to show everyone. In the game that we played, we came across an interesting ruling situation that Jimmy nor myself could establish an appropriate ruling on. Mm-hmm. And the solution of that ruling heavily weighed the outcome of that game.
Yeah, it turned into, it was literally, I win this turn or I don't win at all type ruling.
Right.
And we're trying to figure it out, work it out. We've contacted Bandai. I have contacted a group of judges that I'm in, and nobody has figured anything out yet. So
yeah, I've spoken to a bunch of people, and it's like a 50-50 on the thing. And just kind of like turn 1, I'm playing Slug, but we'll go over the ruling. If anyone thinks you want to weigh in on it and can support it by rulings in the official rule book, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, actually, go ahead and discuss what happened. And anyone who happens to be listening, if you've seen the situation happen before or you know where the ruling technically justifies this, let us know.
I really think that this is the only situation in which this could occur.
It is. Yes, actually it is. You're right. Yes.
It is the only situation in which this could occur. But I, the Toppo player, boarded my specified 2 unison on 7 life. I activated my Awaken skill. So the Awaken skill of Toppo is if your life is 4 or less and you have a yellow unison, or you have a yellow unison specified 2, you get to restand 2 of your energy. Your life goes down. You add cards from your life to your hand until you have 6. And then you flip your leader over. Jimmy responded to the Awaken skill of Toppo for Bardock the Resolute. Now, the question is at what point during that processing does the Bardock's effect resolve? Does he resolve before Toppo is flipped to his backside? And does that Bardock trigger the permanent effect of Toppo?
So it comes down to like the stacked order of when do effects resolve.
Correct.
And there have been rulings in the past that allowed cards to be able to resolve their effects in between breaks in the cards. So like an example is with the Piccolo Jr. Alliance card, you get to draw the 2 cards before you deal the 1 damage. So you get to draw 2 cards, then break, deal 1 damage, then any cards that have any effect when like Bardock the Resolute in your hand now will resolve because those cards have been added to your hand.
Right.
And
but I don't know if there's a card that could activate its skills in between that brawl and add 1 card.
And that's the concern we're having, and we're trying to justify that reasoning right now.
Right.
Yeah. So because of that, we are doing a second duel, which I will say because of that, Jimmy definitely looks like you're playing a completely different way.
Yeah.
You're getting things out sooner than you were beforehand. And I think you focus more on the unison as soon as possible. compared to the
Yeah,
last time.
so I did burn the Frieza on the slug. He has barrier, so I couldn't KO him, but I was just putting him out there as a cheap alliance target just so I can start, cycling my Piccolo.
Yeah.
And
That Piccolo, what we talked about before in your profile and in last week's duel you had, it is so nasty because the auto rips a card. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well,
it is,
and
it's nutty.
and honestly, a 2 cost that has a 20,000 body that
he's 16, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 16. So he's a 15k attacker, 20k defender.
he might as well be a 20k body, right?
Oh, for sure.
I mean, with a lot.
There's really no difference between 16 and 20.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Right. So that means that if I want to get over it with any of my cards, I have to push in a very particular type of way. And if I push that heavy, Jimmy just wins because I'm getting rid of valuable combos. Toppo is not very combo heavy. So you see, I'm trying to keep my slug because I want to lock Jimmy out of draws at some point.
That's true.
I'm trying to keep my cards, and here, instead of trying to pressure Jimmy's leader, I think my goal is to try to get that Piccolo. Because I know at some point he's going to lose cards for that Piccolo to swing into, and there's going to be a double strike into my Unison or a double strike into my lead. And based on the way that Hit Pod goes off, if my Unison falls for a turn, I basically have to deal with the majority of a insurmountable board for Toppo. Like, Toppo loses all of its advantage in that position.
Yeah, that is the Toppo Lock matchup was something I was somewhat worried about because I knew my early game was going to be solid because I would go the Piccolo Jr. route. I knew I was going to be able to put a lot of damage through. But once you put that Unison out there, that really, really kills my skillless spam portion of the deck. So essentially, Sandman is pretty much a dead card in my hand because I can't play my skillless from the drop area at that point.
Yeah.
And if I use my leader to play out a skillless, that burns my entire battle card for the turn. So I had to heavily rely on Piccolo Jr. in the early game to deal my damage.
You having
Like, I did not want to deal with that slug.
no.
Well, it's not just that. That one drop initially would have been a 19k beater.
Yeah. If
Yeah,
that
that
would
is
have been 2 cards out of your hand that you would have had to combo to get rid, to keep that slug alive.
Mhm.
Like
Piccolo.
Piccolo. So it's a lot of pressure. And here I'm just trying to like do whatever I can. I don't even activate the -1 on this turn because I don't think there's a card higher than 3 in your deck that's relevant right now.
Do you by chance remember why your first attack you swung at the leader instead of Piccolo? Do you remember? Do you know why?
I think my first attack was at Unison.
Unison. Okay.
And then I was like, fuck, I forgot that Demigod can just awaken his leader. And I'm never going to get that Unison below playing a Frieza because I wanted to play Basil to help deal with the Piccolo Jr.
Yeah.
So I wanted to put the Demigod at 1 so he couldn't play Frieza.
Gotcha.
Right. But then I had to just take the gamble. Does he have another Frieza in his hand? I was hoping the answer to that question was no, but it was a yes.
Yeah, I'm mulligan hard for Friezas. Like Frieza and Unison, especially early game, being able to just put my counters live on turn 1 is so good.
Yeah. I really do feel like Frieza is one of the reasons that you won this game.
Yeah, Frieza was the MVP.
Yeah.
As well as the Kaba was not bad in this matchup too, because if I remember correctly, you burned in a gate on the Kaba attack to protect your Unison.
I did. And actually, because of the way this match went, I do think, because you got to prove to me that Hit Pod is probably one of Toppo's hardest matches. Just because of how easily and freely you put a double striker on them. And I'm like, we talked a little bit after this game, and I ended up kind of splicing in tools into this deck that would help me rip your field. And then also another one that I kind of am putting in that I don't think we talked about was Cocotte Zone. So if I had Cocotte Zone in my hand on that Kaba swing, I rest mode your Piccolo Jr. and preserve my Unison.
Yeah, that's not bad. I remember after this match, you kind of spread out the deck a little bit, and we were looking at it, and like I was really impressed by the slug stuff. Like I didn't get to see a lot of it in our matchup, but it looked really, really good.
Yeah, the slug stuff felt really good, though it had a weird timing to it, right? Like,
yeah,
if you board the one, so the goal would be to board the 1-drop slug turn 1, turn 2, board your Unison, awaken, and then put the slug on the field. At
with
that
your
point,
with your 1-drop Basil as well.
With a 1-drop Basil, maybe.
Yeah.
But because it takes 2 plays to put that slug on field for 2 energy, I can't do that once I'm awakened.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a weird song and dance, and I really want to be able to mitigate, like, just being able to freely play this slug out without worrying about another with responsive battle cards on my opponent's turn. Like the Vegeta Prideful Transformation, Bergamo Ferocious Roar, things like that.
Those are solid options. I still think that the untap hate card would not be bad just because it's a 1-drop barrier. I don't think it's as good as Basil overall, but Basil puts a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about running that 1-drop barrier draw as like a 2 of. The problem is like in most matchups, he's just going to sit there.
I want to touch base on this real quick. The way it works, when combo ends, cards go to the battlefield, go to the drop. Mm-hmm. Because Vegeta user was no longer on the field, the autos or Nappas were able to proc to be able to play. They don't combo from they don't be played from the combo area, they play from the drop area.
Yeah, that's what we were conversating like right before. I was asking like, okay, at what point because of the ruling issue before, I was like, we're not going to take any chances. Let's work this out before.
Well, and I'm a firm believer that on one instance, the first thing that happens at the end of combat is if a battle card is dead, it's gone.
Yeah.
But also, you are turn player. I think my card leaves. Like, there's no like window to a card leaving the field or anything like that. I don't. Or there is, but not in this situation. Like, I think you still get your autos on those either way we cut it. I think that a card leaving the field is the first thing to happen if it's destroyed.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I completely forgot Spirit Fist was a card. Not gonna lie.
I completely forgot it taps a card.
Yeah, like I think I've read that card like 4 or 5 times and just never read the counterplay portion of the card. Like I've always just read the activate. Is it activate battle? I believe.
Yeah, activate. So it's got a counterplay and then activate battle.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, I have never read the top part of this card. I did not know what that do.
I don't think I've ever seen Fluff play the counterplay part of it too before. That's the first time ever, I think.
Yeah. No, definitely not. It in old Toppo Lock, I didn't have a lot of good turn 1 plays besides just board a Basil, draw 1, and lose the Basil immediately. So a lot of times I would leave an energy open and I would use that to like rest mode something coming in that didn't have deflect. Mm-hmm. So in matches against like AOD, if they're trying to board the Bobbity, you Spirit Fisted, it goes into rest mode, I can kill the Bobbity next turn.
Yeah.
Not bad. Yeah, hitting that Piccolo Jr. really hurt. Like, I see you have a Final Flash, but I think pretty much the damage would have been done early on with Piccolo.
Actually,
putting you down to 1 life and then passing on that, like, could possibly have been game at that point, pretty much.
Yeah, very much so.
do you remember the thought process in the duel? Fluff was doing the whole bluff tactic. He was like, "There's only one card really that can stop it. If I get all my life, that sure." And like, you swing, he takes a life, he just pretty much drops it, and like looks like he's defeated. You combo, but you stopped the only combo 2 cards, which you're about to do in a second. At least on your turn, and it was like the greatest thing ever. Like Jimmy was smart; he didn't do the whole thing.
Yeah. No, dude, I'm used to Fluff bullshit now. I'm used to it.
I had 2 of those Final Flash since almost the beginning. The problem is here I don't have anything to do. I don't have anything that is really pushing. It's like, okay, I can try to board another Vegeta. Vegeta's not going to stop those Piccolos. He's got 2 Piccolos on board. I'm automatically going to lose 2 life, but then he's also going to follow it up with a Kaba swing. He's going to follow it up with a leader swing. He's going to follow it up with a unison swing. And he's got a super combo on board. And if any of those get through to life, he just combos all out.
Yeah.
So it's like, what do I do here? And this is what prompted our discussion, because I've been running Mira Assault from the Skies as a game ender. But you kind of convinced me to play the Secret Identity Black Mask Saiyan or Mask Saiyan as a game preserver.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it feels better. So, I've got an updated version to this list. So don't expect this exact list when I profile it. Because like Jimmy had some great insight after this. And these are the type of matches that you refine your decks in.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like I even after playing this match, like I started looking more at my deck and I was like, okay, how do I play around if Toppo actually gets his lock in?
Yeah.
And then there's some minor changes. I'll probably put him in the sideboard, even though I don't think Toppo Lock is going to be a very popular deck going forward.
No. That's a me exclusive, I think.
Like, yeah, I think so. I mean, there was a Toppo Apes deck that like was pretty sick not too long ago. So
I saw that, and I don't get that deck. I don't know. Maybe I'm a bad player. I don't know.
But I think the plan is that you lock out your opponent and you leave King Vegeta at 4 markers, and then you -4 just spam your entire board with apes and win on 1 turn.
Yep.
I think that's the plan. I thought it was super sick.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing that it could possibly.
Yeah.
So here my thought is, honestly, I don't know what to do here. Because I still have your super combo. There's no way that I get through the King Piccolo or the Piccolo Jr. on board.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm not mistaken, you've got a Kaba, a Skillless, a Frieza, a King Piccolo, a super combo.
Mm-hmm. And you can count on me putting another Skillless on play swing as well.
Correct.
And that still leaves me with 4 open energy to do anything I want with, because you don't have a unison on board.
Even at this point, me playing like U9 Assemble to get 2 draws doesn't save me. Me not having a way to just deal with your board, reset the pressure on your end. Even if I can't board another unison, resetting your pressure is going to make you have to work through and get back up without having your draws. Because right now I have the ability to stop your draws if I can protect the slug. But at this point, you don't have to care about slug. You have enough effectively on field to win the game.
Like I was in the back of my mind, I was like, okay, Final Flash. So I was not going to rely on Piccolo Jr. for the win.
Yep.
Like I was going to swing with him. I was gonna invest a little bit in him, but I was not getting draws from him. I would still get the damage, but I knew that he was just going to get negated in some way.
Yep.
I think you put the Anilaza out.
No, I ended up not having a target in hand. I thought I had a target in hand. I think at this point I kind of realized that I've lost and there's not really anything that I can do. I think I frugally put the unison out or something stupid.
You passed with, I think, 2 energy.
Do I pass with 2 open?
Yeah. Now,
because
this turn will actually show, even though Jimmy's definitely like has the pressure on you, Toppo Lock is still like your deck was still able to hold on to like ridiculously long amount of time.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's solely on Final Flash. Like,
yes,
that card is just so insanely good.
Yeah.
And truth be told, there's a key moment in Jimmy's final push. Because you did one thing, it caused Fluff to lose the game.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm not saying if Fluff got another turn and it went back to you, you still probably got it. But there's a key thing you did with your energy, which I thought was incredible.
Yeah. There's
high praise coming from Bancroft.
Yeah, it's not,
that feels weird getting that from Bancroft.
Don't get used to it, but
so over the last few weeks I've been playing yellow a lot. I played the 2 versions of Go Tanks, and then I went back to Toppo Lock, and they both still have that glaring yellow problem. Yellow desperately needs a way to deal with a wide, and I don't know if that comes down to like maining in commies. So if a field gets wide, you can just board a commie, pay 2 energy, blow up the field. I don't know if it's.
Oh, you do 3 cards. I didn't know that. I thought you only did 2.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to take life with the Kaba, and it's like, I'm okay investing a super combo. I still have a 20k on field, so he's going to have to combo up.
Yeah.
And he didn't have a ton of cards in hand, so.
Yeah. The Alliance effect is 1 or more. So he could technically tap every battle card on his field and just make it a super attack.
Yeah, but that's usually what ends up happening, but I knew Final Flash existed, so I was like, I'm saving my Gohan.
Yeah.
I want that attack.
And I even considered comboing out of this altogether.
No, it's not that you consider, you do.
Do I combo out of this one all the way?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, because he's at 16, 21, 26, 36. I'm at 30. I only have to go in 2 more. Yeah, I probably do.
You take the 1 drop off your battle area and you combo with another card. I can't remember which card it was.
Probably that Margarita, which came out, by the way. Like, there was never a good opportunity to play that card for even 2. I want to like it. It's just in Toppo, I feel like there's so much more impact that you can do with your 1 battle card play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do feel like if you comboed a lot of cards from hand, that would have been even more a bigger issue for you because of a card you will see soon. But I think you went down to 4 cards or 5 cards in hand at this point. That's a lot more than I remember.
Does Piccolo's 16, right? Does he get a power boost when you get Duel Alliance at all?
You gain the power of the cards you tap.
Correct, which should have only been 20. Put him at 36.
I went to 41.
You went to 41.
So
yeah. So because it was 36 off of Nappa and Frieza plus the base 16 plus Kaba.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Just had to make sure.
I was at 41,000 on that attack.
Okay.
Did I do the math wrong there? 15, 30.
No,
it's 36.
45. Yeah. I don't know what happened there. So
yeah, it's only 36 there because Piccolo's 10, Frieza's 5, or Piccolo is 16. Frieza brings it to 21. Kaba brings it to 26. Nappa brings it to 36.
Yeah, that's what threw me out. I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
there.
I comboed 1 extra card that I didn't have to there.
Yeah, but doing Bio Broly and immediately -4 to take out 2 cards, and you hit the Final Flash, which is a 15k boost.
Yep,
it's just crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, like that was my plan going into that turn. Was I was just going to throw out Bio Broly. I wanted the -4. I wanted to get cards out of his hand,
Yeah.
And I was actually really happy that he started comboing cards because that made it a lot easier to choose.
I forgot about Mercenary Tau. You would have been able to drop that too.
Yeah, I still had another 20k vanilla plus Mercenary Tau that was going to come out.
Yeah, there has to be a better way for, like, I feel like Toppo Lock, like I've been trying to build it with extra cards that were good a format ago, and I'm really kind of realizing now that the extra cards in Toppo Lock are probably the most valuable aspect of the deck.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I'll show you my build that I'm going to profile because you suggested a card and I forget what it is, and I need to get it slid in there.
So with that, expect to see his profile later this week.
Yep.
Thank you all for tuning in. Like always, click those buttons. You know, if you're like Jimmy, it's a fetish. And with that being said, Jimmy, last words.
If it burns when you pee, can Bandai please respond to any of my messages about that specific ruling?
Yeah, please.
Please.
And Fluff.
As always, guys, make sure to read your cards, know your plays. Don't be ashamed of losing. Fluff out.